All right, welcome back, everybody, with another pod. But this
It's
is
an
more of an
emergency.
emergency. It's an emergency
Emergency
pod.
situation.
Yeah, it's
Defcon
not like
2.
our normal pod. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
A lot just happened. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but something really significant just happened, guys. Um, fucking Maxx Crosby, right? And before we get into it, hey, let's give a big shout out to Hearn. He's finally not in his car. He's out and about. He's moving around, moving those legs. But yeah, man, we had to call it emergency pod, like Hearn said, DefCon 3. Maxx Crosby, bro. Max fucking Crosby is not going to become a Baltimore Raven. He failed his physical, and the Ravens are getting back to 2 first-round picks, and the Raiders are stuck with Maxx Crosby, a guy that obviously didn't want to be there no more. Dude, zero, chill out, bro. And yeah, man, what was your initial thoughts? I know you hit me up. I didn't see it. I was out and about.
Yeah.
You called me, man. You let me out. Yo, this is fucking crazy. How do we feel, big dog?
Yeah, I mean, fucking, I was just it's that time of the year, so like I'm back at the school, like making sure the boys are tearing it up in the weight room, which I thought we had a pretty good day today. And I was like, you know what? I haven't been on my phone since like 2:30, so I was like, and this is like 5:30 ish maybe. So that's pretty long time in terms of like the off season, in terms of the free agency and stuff like that. So I was like, let me go see what's going on. And I see Ian Rappaport like what posted a picture, but it looked like it was a what the Raiders usually post, like when they just type letters out for a message basically, and it was like the Ravens have backed out of the
Yeah,
trade. And so I was like, like someone must have hacked, or like it's a troll, or just like that's just where my mind goes.
yeah,
I'm trying to be more make negative this year, so um, I just kind of thought it was a troll. And then come to find out, like I start looking at like other guys are reposting it, and then like other sources are like, "Yep, like the trade, like the Ravens backed out." And so I was like, "Oh shit!" So I was gonna text Rigo, and then I just called him, let him know what's going on. I guess my initial thoughts, like as a, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where like I came to terms with him not being with the team, so I was cool with him being traded. I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I mentioned it on the last pod that should be posted sometime soon. Um, so I was cool with him being gone. I was happy with the 14th pick and having that first rounder next year. Um, I mean, personally, I'm cool. Just like come back and let's fucking go, dude. Like, I feel like the Raiders, cap wise, like they were pretty smart about it. They pretty much didn't do anything today besides trade Geno. Um, and they kind of were operating like Crosby was going to be part of the team. So financially, there's no like, oh, they got to move money around or they got to do X, Y, Z to keep Crosby. Like it's already taken care of. Now, if they want to make more moves, then yeah, they're gonna have to structure some shit out. But um, yeah, I just think it's a bad look on not really the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens kind of look like God, I hate using the word coward, but they kind of look cowardly. Like they weren't willing to give this guy to give him a shot. Basically, like they felt like, you're not going to be what you're supposed to be, so we're just going to take our picks back. Um, so it kind of feels like a bitch move on that part. And then Crosby, I feel like kind of looks bad in this because he bitched about not playing the last two games. Um, and then he's posting videos of him dunking. Now, for his sake, those could have been videos that he had and just decided to post him dunking, not necessarily like while he was hurt he was dunking. Um, but kind of like some of those things, like kind of just gives him a bad look, like for him to seem like, oh, like I'm good to go, and then you go to a physical and you fail. So clearly,
yeah.
he's not where he needs to be. But um, just crazy. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I think the whole situation's pretty crazy. I definitely have like different point of views as far as like what the Ravens might have been thinking and Max Crosby. Just a little bit of thoughts is one, you said you felt like the Ravens are a little cowardly. To a certain degree, I do agree with you, but I also feel like the Ravens, this is kind of like their excuse to kind of like you said, I would
It
feel
gives
like
him an
get
out.
out of what
I
yeah,
think
it
that's
gives
what it
them out
is.
and that's kind of like what I mentioned in the pod before. It was like I feel like the Ravens like they needed as much as their defense needed to get better. I think they needed to emphasize the offensive more because that's where the most of the problems were came from for Lamar Jackson. You know, you build out a line or whatever, or you get better wide receivers. And I think like I'm saying is like I think this is gives them the out to be like, all right, you know what, this was a sign. Um, let's build to the draft and let's get Lamar a bona fide number one wide receiver in the draft, and we can find a defensive guy in the draft. This is kind of what I felt that the Ravens should have done in the beginning before trading for Max. Although, like I said, trading for Max was not a bad idea. It's cool. I like it. It was an all right deal. But again, I felt more like the Ravens needed to draft offense for Lamar Jackson for him to be successful, especially when you got a new head coach. You know, you want your zero. You want your quarterback to feel more comfortable, have some weapons to him or whatever, or you know, you get a guys in free agency, right? And as far as for Max, um, it kind of looks more bad on him because like you said, you know, he was posting videos of him dunking and stuff and kind of complaining about, you know, getting benched to get surgery, whatever. And then you fail your physical. Like that portion is like really bad on his part, but also I think it has more ripple effects to do with the Raiders. It's like, okay, because he has to go back to being with the Raiders, and I don't think he's gonna be happy. Obviously, because I know behind closed doors, like I'm sure he was requesting a trade as much as he wasn't really pushing for it because I know he wants to win. Um, and so I don't know if that's going to cause tension because you know you got rid of him or and stuff like that, and then now you have to come back. So I don't know if he's gonna be traded again of a team who's willing to be like, hey, dude, fuck it. Um, we'll just take you as is. I know we know you just failed your physical, but are the Raiders willing to take less than two first rounds that what they got from Baltimore to get off Max Crosby, or they you know just gonna stay with them and whatever, and then deal with them later at the free agency or not free agency at the trade deadline this year. I'm just very curious. I still personally think that a team is going to be willing to trade for him. Now, do I think that you guys are going to get two first round picks? Absolutely not. I think you guys are lucky to even get one, and maybe like a second. Because I mean, failing physical, that shit does not look good. Sorry guys, my fucking dog keeps bugging me. He wants to see what's popping. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think the Raiders are gonna do? I personally think they're still gonna try to move off them. Um, but I think you guys might only get a one, um, and maybe like a fifth and third or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think I texted this to you. Like, I just I think he needs to explicitly say, like, because to me, like, even his goodbye video, he never once was like, oh, like, you know, basically like fuck this organization or anything. Like, he was pretty like, um, what's the word? Just like political about it. Like, he didn't really like leave like, oh, like, I'm glad to leave. Like, like he never said anything too negative about the organization. Um, but yeah, I feel like if man, it's just like, to me, there's so many teams that would be interested. Like, for example, the Cowboys, but they literally made a move. They
They
traded
so
they traded for
yeah,
Rashawn
yeah.
Gary, and when you trade for somebody, you get their contract. It's not like you get to fix the contract. Like, he was getting paid like a premier edge rusher, so they don't really have the cap
And
to facilitate that move. Um, and so, like, there's a lot of teams that kind of fell under that. They didn't necessarily traded, but they might have signed a couple guys in free agency because they're like, we're out on Crosby. Like, there's no chance of us getting him. Um,
yeah, the Cowboys just said
I think
they're
they
they're
just
not going
came
to
out and said,
re-engage trade
yeah.
talks. Yeah, they're not going to.
So
Again, I think those are one of those things where like teams are obviously going to say like, "Hey, we're not going to re-engage," but I feel like there is going to be kind of like talks here and there. Obviously, it isn't going to be as serious as like how
what
it
it
was in the
was,
beginning.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
a team that I still believe that's willing to fucking still trade from is the Niners. Just because the Niners love injured players. Um, they fucking the more ACL tears, the more surgeries you guys got, the Niners are willing to take it.
Yeah,
Um,
nah.
it's funny. It's like I want to joke about that, but it's legit. Niners always draft players that are coming off injury or whatever. If you don't believe me, look at all the guys they drafted in the first round. All been hurt. some sort of knee injuries. Um, but yeah, man, I think it's crazy. The ripple effects that this is gonna cause. Um, but yeah, man, I'm curious to see where the fuck he goes. I still don't think he's gonna be on the Raiders roster, and if he does, I don't think he's gonna be too happy. Um, and yeah, man, I don't know.
So tomorrow you wake up, what's on the timeline? Where's he going?
If I had to think, honestly, I don't think he gets traded tomorrow.
No,
Maybe,
I'm not
maybe.
saying I'm
I
not
don't know.
saying like
Oh,
legit. I'm saying like just as a like a metaphor. Like I'm not saying literally tomorrow, but like you know, you wake up one
uh,
day and you go on Twitter and you see he's been traded or whatever. Like where do you think he's at?
I think he's a Niner, to be honest. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna hold you.
yeah, I don't see that
You
happening.
say, I think it happens, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
There's no way.
Why do you say that?
I just feel like you guys already you invested basically two first rounders into two guys. Obviously, they're both hurt. Um, like I just don't see like I don't see the benefit of investing almost $100 million into one position when you have so many issues on offense. Like you don't even have your Trent Williams situation figured out. Unless it's Trent for Max, then we can talk. Like we're gonna get Trent in a second, and you give us and we'll give you Max. That could be something. I could see that. That's plausible.
I don't know.
It
I mean,
actually makes sense for both teams too. So
good. Um, yeah, I just don't know. I mean, again, this is really exciting. Max Crosby is a Raider again. Was a Raven for a quick split second of his career.
crazy, dude.
And yeah, man, I think this is really big news. I mean, besides the Geno Smith move, I mean, I wouldn't say that's crazy at all. That was kind of like predictable. People said
Yeah,
he's, but I
Gino
just
was
don't.
gonna get
I mean,
traded.
he's
It was
what?
just a matter of who.
Yeah, I mean, what wasn't he picked up by the Jets? Like that,
Yeah,
that's who
he was
drafted him,
originally
right?
he was literally drafted by them in the second round in 20. I want to say 2013 or 2012. So
Dude, like old as fuck, dude. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's just it's crazy to me. And while we're on here, there has been some rumors and some talks of people inquiring about fucking the 49ers second round, not second round pick, backup quarterback in Mac Jones. There's been some talks about that.
Cardinals baby.
Honestly, I wouldn't be upset. I would, yeah. There's been talks about the
That would be
Cardinals, the
crazy.
Vikings, and like a few other
Steelers.
picks. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset if the Niners traded him. But I would love to get a second round pick, um, or even a third. I would say, yeah, a second round pick, or don't trade him because I
You might
mean,
fuck
shit, we
around
need
and
backup quarterbacks.
you might fuck around and give him to the Raiders for Crosby. So
That would be nice. I mean, you guys, but then again, you guys are obviously going to take Mendoza. But hey, hypothetically, if you guys took Mac Jones, I don't see you guys going for Mendoza. Um, just because Clint Kubiak is that like again, he's such a I wouldn't say a Kyle Shanahan offensive guy, but he likes to run the same sort of some like system in the sense of like, hey, dude, I'm not going to require the quarterback to do so much. I'm just going to ask him to do enough to where we can win ball games. And I think Mac Jones delivers a little bit more than that. So
hmm
it's possible that it could work like that, and you guys, get another need in the first round,
yeah,
whether that's a quarterback again or somebody else that you guys may need. It's just really interesting. Again, like I said it in the pod, the off season, free agency, and all this shit is like the best part of the NFL, I think, besides the regular season games. But yeah, man. Again, we had to hit you guys with an emergency fucking pod. Hearn's finally out of his car. I'm in a different spot. The lighting was good in my house, in this area. Um, but yeah, man, we appreciate you, Hearn. Before we get off here, is there any last minute things you want to talk about? Any trade and stuff?
no, I think I'm pretty good. I like I said, I think I just hope the Raiders like if he does get traded, I just hope they try to get. I hope they get a first. Um, to me, like if they don't get a first, like I think we should keep him, even if he's not happy. Like fuck him, he could just sit on the bench for all I care. But that's just me. Like I'm just a different cat. So But thank you guys for always like
Yeah,
tuning in and stuff. And you guys will probably see this before you actually see the last episode that we recorded last night, just because it's a smaller file. So, and obviously this is a little bit more
yeah.
alive in terms of like how recent the news is. So, this will
More
be up for
precedents.
sure.
And, yeah.
So yeah, so but yeah, so if
Well,
you guys haven't yet, check out the new episode, episode 31. A lot of good free agent talk about day one, and really kind of the bulk of the big moves that we've seen. So, yeah, look forward to that.
yeah. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go fucking like our video on YouTube and subscribe, please. We're trying to go live for the draft. We just need to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube. So if we can't do that, then we're gonna have to go live on TikTok. Again, I'm not a big fan of the TikTok live situation. So
Yeah,
please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we're trying to go live for you guys and even get you guys to fucking tune in and speak your mind for the draft and who you guys might think. So again, we love and appreciate all you guys that take the time to listen. But like, I'm your host, Mr. Hollywood himself. I'm my co-host, Mr. Hernia, and
yeah.
that's us signing off. I'll talk to y'all later, baby.
Yeah.